Hello and welcome to Waking Up with Depeche Mode. My name is Ray Luna and I teach little piano tutorials here on YouTube and Twitch. And then I broadcast live to Facebook for my family and friends. And this is 1981's Just Can't Get Enough from the first album, which is Speak and Spell, written by Vince Clarke. And we're in the key, I believe, of C major, according to Depeche Mode Live Wiki. So let's go ahead and take a look at it. Let me show you how the chords go. It's G, right? Now we're in C major. Right, when I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head, and I just can't get enough. Just can't get enough, right? So if you just go from G, all the things you do to me, that's G major. And everything you said, I just can't get enough. Sorry, just can't get enough, right? We slip and slide as we fall in love. And I just can't seem to get enough of, right? And that's a G. Then C, D, fall in love, and I just can't seem to get enough of. So those are your chords, okay? You see them now? Let's go ahead and do them again. So when I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head. Just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. All the things you do to me and everything you said. I just can't get enough. I just can't get enough. We slip and slide as we fall in love. And I just can't seem to get enough of. Now for verse 2, let's spice it up a little bit. Let's change the bass line up. You have a couple bass lines going. This song has a lot going on, all layered on top. Right then. Right? Or you could play the actual bass line, which goes like this. Here's one bass line that's going. Oh, sorry, my bad. There's the change to C right there. G, back to G, up to C, down to C, over to D. So that would be your D. We slip and slide as we fall in love, and I just can't seem to get enough. All right, so that would be that part. So. Something like that, okay? That is one bass line. The other one, though, if you want to sing on top of it, they're actually also playing this. They're playing, I think it's being played an octave higher. We're going to do it down here, though, okay? So while the verse is played, it's going like this. It's just going from C, from G to C, okay? But it's going like this. Then eventually, we slip and slide as we fall in love. Right, just can't seem to get enough of. Okay, so let me show you how the pattern goes. It goes, when I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head. Now, I go like this to the C, but really it just repeats twice. When I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head. Just can't get enough. Just can't get enough. Then back to G. All the things you do to me, everything you said. Just can't get enough, just can't get enough. We slip and slide as we fall in love. Just can't seem to get enough. Okay, so let me show you how that goes. Just octaves here. And you're going to the sixth, okay? Right, the sixth in the scale. That's G majors. Right, so the sixth one would be. So that's where we're starting. To the fifth, okay? Then that one happens to be a black key. Back to C, D, back to G. Okay, so that is another thing that you can play if you want to play the verse. When I'm with you, baby, I go out of my head. Just can't get enough, just can't get enough. We slip inside as we fall in love. Just can't seem to get enough. Then, if you want, right? So all that can be played. I know it sounds crazy. So in the right hand, you're going to be going, we slip and slide as we fall in love. And I just can't seem to get enough. Right? That's another lick that's being played. There's your change to C. One more time. C major. Sorry. That's so tricky to get used to. I've been playing it wrong for years. But that's the right way, I believe. Okay, so the quick part on that part. Okay, so you got this part? A major. Okay, but you're playing off of this here. Okay, like a suspended, what would it be? A. They changed it to D major now. It's a D major 7, but it's not right. It's A. The software is just not keeping up with which chord it is, that's all. Okay. D. See how it's D? Okay, so just watch that. So it's A. And that's how you play it. It's like this. You go like that. Flub, like I hit by accident. That's how the rhythm goes, I believe. Hello, hello. How are you? Or it could be, I believe, right? Chromatic. Right? But I just go. So I go like this. That's how I play it usually. Just fingers in unison. I guess you could play the chord. If you want to go that far, you can. I think that's the walk. There's another bass line that's being played. Get to the schizo mix of Just Can't Get Enough. It's or the Live in Hamburg version. If you watch the YouTube video, look up Alan Wilder. Well, not Alan Wilder. Look up Depeche Mode Live in Hamburg '84, and the very end of Just Can't Get Enough. The extended live version goes like this. Or look up 82 Hammersmith also, because that's when it switches to this one. Okay, so there's a little bit left on the outro now. But that's basically it. That's kind of everything you need to know. I'm gonna keep going. I'm gonna finish that outro for you, but I just want to make sure I didn't skip anything. So when you're singing verses, yeah, you've got that bass line. You've got, you know, we slip and slide as we fall in love, and I just can't seem to get enough. And then, yeah, I got you through this part. Then I got you through this. Okay, so now you're here. So if you're playing the schizo mix, if you want to play the extended remix, you jump from this part, you can either go back to the top, or you can do that. Let me show you that. You know how long it took me to figure this out as a kid? Forever, it felt like. It was probably only a couple days, but to me it felt like forever. To see. Practice like that. One more time. I always do it like I'm dancing, man. I dance with my fingers, basically. So nice and slow for you. To the C. Now you play it the way they play it. Ah! I never play it this slow, sorry. Now Hammersmith version from '82. All you're doing is... Okay, tricky, right? So let's go on the G. See that? That's where I screw it up myself. Right? So that's what I have to practice. Then you switch hands on when I start the run in my right hand. So I need to make an adjustment for that. But in general, start this way. At least this will get you started on practicing. So you go like this. Same thing, just doing it with your left hand only. Right? And once you get that down, then you put the right hand with it. Let me lower this a little bit so I don't scream in your ears, but it's like this. Good enough. I think it's faster than what I'm playing it. I'm holding and sustaining it, I think, a little too long. So I have to work on that, like getting the syncopation right. But in general, start like this. It's a good start. So if you can start that, that's a good start, and then fine tune it. To end the song. That's how they end it in the Hammersmith version from 1982. Anyway, so that's most of what you need to know, I believe, as long as you get it down. Okay, and that's how you end the song. All right, that's 1981. Now I want to move into 1982. This is Depeche Mode. Let me get the key signature for this song. Hold on, I'm going over to Depeche Mode Live Wiki. And let's see if they even have it. Here we go. All right, let me check the key signature. I'm not going to tell you what song it is yet. For those of you who are fans of old school Depeche Mode, let's go to the key of G major, it says. This one is probably one of my favorites from the second album, which is now Martin Gore. This is A Broken Frame. And let's see, I set the key. Let me take the strings off. I don't think I need it. Right? Someone will call, something will fall and smash on the floor without reading the text. Know what comes next. I've seen it before and it's painful. Things must change. We must rearrange them. Or we'll have to estrange them. All that I'm saying, the game's not worth playing over and over again. Right? This is the sun and the rainfall, y'all. You're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I'd do. It's unpredictable like the sun and the rainfall. Things must change. We must rearrange them, or we'll have to estrange them. All that I'm saying, the game's not worth playing over and over again. Things must change. right? E minor, G major inverted. See it? G major. A minor inverted. To C major in root position, okay? E minor in root. G major inverted, okay? A minor inverted to C major in root here, starting on the high one. Back to the top. E minor, G, A minor to C. You're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I do. Unpredictable like the sun and a rainfall. Right? Like that, okay? So, sorry, in the left hand, the right hand, you're gonna want to follow along with the chords. And that's how you kind of play the song for real. You're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I do. Unpredictable, predictable like the sun and the rainfall. Then this little lick. Practice that. Then you go to the chorus. C major, then A minor, so it changes, it goes C to A this time, instead of A to C, so. Then you do our normal E minor, G, A minor to C. Okay, so let me show you the chorus. Okay, so things must change. Then by itself, then down here. Okay, so you're going G, B, back to G, to E minor, okay? C to A, and then E minor, G, and what we learned before, okay? So it's a little tricky. On the right hand, you're doing half of the chord, you're doing, so it's, then B by itself, then back to the front of the chord. See what I mean? You're playing half of the chord. Things must change. We must rearrange them, or we'll have to estrange them. So you can go up here to C, to A minor if you want. Okay? Or you can go down here. So, but I think it's too deep. So let's do it again. Things must change. We must rearrange them, or we'll, let's go up top, have to estrange them. Then you go, all that I'm saying, the game's not worth playing, over and over again. Okay, and that's how you play the verse and the chorus. So let's go ahead and take, let's do verse 2. That's my favorite verse. That's my favorite verse. I love this verse here. You're the one I like best. Here we go. So let's do it one more time, and then we'll move right into the little... Right, I'll show you that little lick there, okay? So let's do it. Here we go. E minor. Oh my God, peak song. Hopefully that means a good thing. Thank you. If it sucks, if it means I suck, then I'm sorry. Okay, here we go. Thank you so much for tuning in, both of you guys. Need a dispenser here. Hello, I love it. What a great name there. Okay, here we go. Let's do you're the one I like best. You retain my interest. You're the only one. If it wasn't for you, don't know what I'd do. Unpredictable like the sun and the rainfall. Things must change. So here we go. Change. Just rearrange them, or we'll have to estrange them. All that I'm saying, the game's not worth playing over and over again. Now we get to the epic. Here's how I would learn this if I was you. It's how I learned it, actually, how I learned it. Okay, so all you're doing is that E minor, G, A minor to C. Okay, same thing. This way you know where the chords change. Okay, I would do that, like that. Oh, thank you so much. Thank you, it means very good, thank you. Okay, awesome. Thank you so much for tuning in. Okay, sometimes I feel like it's just a weirdo sitting in the back talking to myself, so thank you. Although, notice it doesn't stop me, right? I just keep doing it anyway. Anyway, okay, let's do it. Ready for this? It's not so bad. Nice and slow. See you there? So. Right? Oh, is this really one of your favorites? It's probably one of my. I remember I must have been like 10 years old or 11 maybe when this came out. And I remember learning this part. Something like that. Something like that. Something like that. So I started learning it, but getting this left hand was tricky. I won't lie. So that's why I learned it this way first. Just to get used to it. Then I started rocking that octave thing. A minor to C. Then nice and slow. So try to do it slow, but not to where you mess up though. Go for it. That would be great. Find yourself a little cheap keyboard. You don't need to spend a bunch of money at first. That's what I always recommend is go on Reverb or something and find just a little, inexpensive keyboard. But try to get like this one's 72 keys. And I started with a 66 at the very beginning of my channel, but it had some really good sounds. I just use these little Yamaha jobs that you can get at like Guitar Center. There is no point in going out and buying a $5,000 keyboard until you are really, really ready, and you know what I mean? Like, don't get me wrong. If you can afford it, go for it. But yeah, find a little inexpensive keyboard. This one was only a couple $100, I think. It's a PSR EW310. It's not my favorite though. I won't lie. I just needed the extra keys. The other keyboard, I forget I'll have to get the model number. My old one, I really love the sounds on it. But this one has some pretty good ones. So let's do this. So this way you learn where the chords change, right? So now you rock that little left hand. Here we go. I got to think about it here. We do it again, and then I'll play it slow. right? So you got to learn all of that part. A mini lab. I'll have to see what that is exactly. It's a little. I mean, what is a mini lab? Let me see what that is. Mini Lab 3. Let's see what that is. Let me take a look. I'm always interested in learning more about these keyboards. Let's see here. Mini Lab. MINILAB 3. Mini Lab 3. Let me see this. Ooh. Nice. That's perfect. Get yourself a little small one. You know, you don't need a whole bunch of yeah, it's just, I don't know. That's just like a small little what is it? Arturia? Little mini keyboard there. Yeah, and then you just program in. All you got to do is learn the hands now. See, that's what I figure most people are doing. I'm trying to teach myself how to play the left hand and the right hand. But once you got the right hand, you just go. And the left hand, just play that, rock that left hand. And it just repeats. So you can actually loop this. You can take it into Logic or into any of your software. I need to learn more about that. I actually need to put together a stage rig. I got asked to play with a Depeche Mode cover, and I don't have a stage rig. I just have a studio rig because I just play the piano usually. So I got to learn about all the sound effects and how to make it sound like the Depeche Mode songs. I'll learn it one of these days. Right now, I'm just learning how to play the songs. Anyway, okay, so we kind of got that part now, right? It's the cool thing is I'm going to learn all this stuff from you guys. You guys are going to teach me all about like different. So I'm going to go look into that. I'm going to go look into now the mini lab and see what that's about and how the MIDI controllers work. I've just been focusing on playing the piano for so long since I was a kid. I never really got into like all the synth and programming and stuff. I don't know why. I'm not Alan Wilder. I was more of I just like to play songs. You know what I mean? If that makes any sense. I was never really looking to be a musician either. Like I wasn't trying to produce things. I just like to play music and teach other people things like that. Just show you, hey, here's what I learned, you know, kind of thing. I'm streaming on Twitch, Facebook for my family and friends, just because, and then on YouTube. Those are like the main two. I do have a TikTok and an Instagram, but I need to get like a social media company or something to like help me chop up some of this. I have so many hours of live streams, but I just need to get better on posting to social media, if that makes any sense. So I do the live streams for now, and then I work on the tutorials. But yeah, I do stream on Twitch, and I would love to build a solid Twitch following. Probably once I start doing the retro video games, which is behind me. I have like all these old gaming consoles that I'm going to be doing some retro gaming on as well. And then when we take a break, we'll play some piano, and maybe I'll even learn some theme songs, you know, from some of the old retro video games. Oh no, the sound isn't working? Weird. On Twitch at all? Oh, that might have been I had the sound not working earlier and I screwed up, so I had to restart the stream. So if you're hearing me now, then it should be okay. But yeah, I tried to go live like twice and I blew it. I forgot to unmute the mic from my Stream Deck, and I forgot to mute the mic from my mixer. So that was kind of weird. But yeah, no, for sure. For sure. Hopefully, that's terrible if it's not working right now. Because I would really like to build a Twitch following. It's just, maybe once I build the retro gaming people, it's very niche what I'm doing here. Obviously, like it's people who want to learn the piano, but then they want to learn Depeche Mode songs on the piano. So that's pretty niche. Anyway, let's play a few now. I just feel like playing. I think we kind of taught enough of those songs. Let's put it on a nice piano now here. I just feel like playing. How much time is this? Like 30 minutes? There's certain songs, like I told you guys, I have to play them like almost every day or every other day. And one of them is this one. Let me get the key signature for Pimp. This is from the 1987 album, Behind the Wheel. It's from the 1987 album, Music for the Masses. So that was Sun in the Rainfall. That is probably one of my favorite songs from Depeche Mode. My favorite is Shake the Disease. Right, we'll do that. Maybe we'll just play a little bit of that one. I always play that one though, so I don't want to like bore you guys. But for those of you who are Depeche Mode fans, I have to practice these songs all the time. So let me go ahead and do. What did I say I was going to do? Pimp. Okay, great. The sound's working now. Yeah, my love. She came running in here with a sign, literally holding it up to this, like in between the ring light here, and she's like, "It says no sound." I'm like, "Oh." So I was broadcasting for like 13 minutes with no sound. I forgot to unmute it. Okay, so Pimp is in the key of E minor. What's E minor's relative major? Anyone? I think it's G. E minor's relative major. And it is G major. Okay, so I think we are in the key of G already. All right, we are in the key of G. Let's do a little Pimp from 1987's Music for the Masses. Wow, I was going to go for one more. I was going to go for one more round on that, but that is hard. You literally play that about 9 times, right? Because you go from D to F sharp, back to D, up to F sharp, G, to E, might be an E, I guess, right? And then back to D, and that's one round. Okay, so you go back and forth, D to this, then G, then E, and then back to D. By the time you finish, that's one round. Then you got to do it like another 8 times, I think, for the entirety of the song. Because you play it once by yourself with just the right hand. And then the first one is like... right? Then you go to the... My bad. Then you go to... So you're going... And you're trying to accent that louder than the other hand. The other hand is supposed to be very smooth, you know. And I have to watch hitting this F sharp too hard. Because this is the accent is on this. So you're trying to accent those two notes. Hear it? My bad. So it's all about dynamics. This song is really about dynamics. So it's once you learn the mechanics of playing it, which isn't that bad. It's only this. It's 4 things you got to learn. Now here's the trickiest part of the song here. Now you got to cross over. See, your pinky comes out of here. Now you go to G and you go, watch your pinky. My bad. See how the first time you're playing it here, then you go to the octave. Now you cross over. But the first time you started here, like that, okay? So it's from this one, then cross over. See, so it's on your pinky. Now you cross over. That's the next one. So the second half of that is the trickiest part because you got to get that walk down to the G. Right? So you just got to get that transition. Here it comes. Now use the same finger like that. To the top again, okay? So that's pimp, basically. People who can play an instrument. Oh yeah, instruments are yeah, they are. I'm not gonna lie, but you can learn it. You can learn how to do it. It's just a matter of sitting down and having the patience to just sit there and, you know what I mean? Like if that makes any sense, you just learn basic rhythms. Like if you want to start something, like I would stick with like simpler songs, like maybe like New Life, right, from the Speak and Spell album. This is a simple exercise you can do. It goes like this. It's A, C, G, and then like that. So just practice playing. Complicating, circulating, new life, operating, generating, new life. Once you can do that, then you kind of just do like this. It goes like this. Okay, so those are what they call quarter notes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Right? That's a pretty simple exercise. 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, 1, 2. Right? Now you got that down, okay? Then try to sing it like complicating, circulating, new life. new life, operating, generating, new life, new life. Okay, so then you get that. Now in the right hand, you add what are called eighth notes, which is 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So you got 1, 2, 3, 4. Well, in between there, you have a note 1 and 2 and 3 and 4. I'm sorry, it goes 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? So that makes sense. So that's what the right hand is playing. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and, right? This is more complicated, obviously. Then you stay here and you stay twice. 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and 1 and 2 and 3 and 4 and. Now you put the hands together. My bad. See how you do on every other one. My bad. A. Something like that, right? Okay, so simple exercises like that. Complicated. Yeah, it is complicated. I know. But if you can get the countdown in your head, just hands together. But I know it. Trust me, it takes a long time to do that, and it takes years of training or whatever. But I started playing when I was a little kid, and I used to know how to read music, but it was very basic music back then. So, in other words, I wouldn't call myself like a music theory major or anything like that. But I just practice simple rhythms, and that's why I decided to kind of focus on songs that require that kind of thing, like Just Can't Get Enough or Pimp or any of the songs I kind of pick. I mean, I did Master and Serve It yesterday. That one's pretty complicated. That's because I'm pushing myself, though, to try to be a better piano player here. Let's go ahead and play one more, though. I was listening to some good stuff. I saw some reaction videos popped up while I was in the studio here. Sometimes like on YouTube, I just have random things popping up. And one of... But what I recommend, though, is always start with the chords. I'm taking a ride with my best friend. I hope he never lets me down again. He knows where he's taking me. A major, taking me where I wanna be. I'm taking a ride with my best friend. I love that part. That's so funky. Martin Gore is so funky, isn't he? I love it. I don't like that part. There we go. So we're flying high, watching the world pass us by. Never want to come down, never want to put my feet back down on the ground. Where's that? So it's C minor. B flat. G minor. F F major. You know, once you learn all your chords, just learn your major and minor chords to get started. And that'll do it. Just start with your good old C major scale. Right? And then first, third, fifth. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Major, right? There's your chord. First, third, and fifth are the chord. And if you want to flavor them up, you got C, C major 7, C dominant. Here's a C augmented. You know what I mean? You can get some software like this and it'll kind of walk you through what. So once you learn your chords, then you learn major, then you learn minor, just lower the third. Now you can play almost all Depeche Mode songs once you know your minor chords, right? So this one's D minor, C major to G major. Okay, right? Right, and you find out quickly that all works for the same. If you go, then you go to D, start on D, and E, and it works the same. First, third, and fifth is the chord, major. Right, so it works for all of them. First, third, fifth. Then make it minor, right? Just practice that. Make them all minor. E major, minor, right? Just practice that stuff. That's how I taught my little goddaughter, and she ended up taking to the piano at a very young age. She was about 4, too, and now she's all, you know, she's married. She's 20. she's a music major and math major. She graduated already. But I love teaching people stuff because once you unlock that and you learn your major and minors, now you can just jump in and play pretty much every Depeche Mode song. Well, I mean, as long as you learn the chords. Well, no, they're a little more complicated than that, but you can work your way up to Depeche Mode. Definitely. Martin Gore's got a really nice style. Take me in your arms, forgetting all I couldn't do. Black celebration. Black celebration. Tonight. To celebrate the fact that we've seen. Wow, my fingers are going crazy. See, I look to you and your strong belief. Me, I want relief tonight. Consolation, I want so much. Want to feel your touch tonight. Take me in your arms. Where's that C? Forgetting all. Why Alan Walter left the band? Oh, there are YouTube videos about that. I still don't know. I mean, the tensions are really high after the devotional tour. I think Dave was at the height of his drugs, and I think they were drinking all of them like crazy, and a lot of tensions. That was a rough tour, the devotional tour, although it was an awesome tour. That was an amazing show. I think I saw that at the Forum, and then I went to, was it not Irvine Meadows Amphitheater, but it was the Glen Helen. They played the Glen Helen. They did the devotional show at the Glen Helen. It was a little different. The stage setup was a little different. Anyway, Yeah, devotional tour. Yeah, there we go. He wasn't getting enough appreciation? Probably, yeah. That's true because, I mean, he was in the studio making these songs really, really epic. What his contributions. Alan Wilder's contribution cannot be underestimated during the period of time he was with the band. Yeah, the drinking and drugs and stuff. I mean, he was a musician, the guy was a... For those of you who remember the B-side of Little 15, Alan Wilder plays the Moonlight Sonata. And I remember listening to that as a teenager thinking, I want to learn to play it. Took me forever, but I finally learned the first movement because of Alan Wilder. Now, I've heard the song since I was a kid. That's why I was so impressed when I heard this. I used to listen to this when I think it was as a baby and stuff, hearing classical music, Gershwin's Rhapsody in Blue, a lot of Beethoven. And when I first heard as a teenager, weird, I disconnected.